ESPN Radio, ESPN 1300 AM.
Welcome back to the Runaround, as always brought to you by Halliburton Sports here on ESPN 1300. Check out Halliburton Sports for all of your running needs at halliburtonsports.com or visit their showroom on Pulaski Highway in Baltimore. We are on the phone with Frankie Wright, a Baltimore native, a Mervo High School grad as a matter of fact, and a member of the United States 4x400 team that won the gold medal at this year's World's Indoor Track and Field Championships. Frankie, you're on the Runaround. Thanks for joining us.
I appreciate y'all having me.
You're a world champion, my friend. How's that feel?
It feels wonderful. It hasn't really hit me just yet. I mean, I know it's been like a week, but some days I just have my days. I just be like, man, I mean, I'm a world champion, but I'm just pretty much just trying to stay humble and stay focused towards my outdoor season so I can be on that Olympic team.
Frankie, this is Brad. Have you been hearing a lot from your old Mervo teammates?
Yeah, I pretty much keep in contact with them, mostly on Facebook. They've been following me. They just pretty much just trying to keep me focused for the outdoor season. And they have been very supportive for me. They knew I was going to do big things in the indoor season, and now I'm trying to do big things in the outdoor season. So they've been very supportive for me.
So, Frankie, you were teamed up with Manteo Mitchell, Gil Roberts, and Calvin Smith. Total time of 3:03.9, which is very fast for indoors. What was the team's expectations going into that race?
Our expectation was honestly to break the world record. We were shooting for that 3:02.85, I think, and we were shooting for that. I mean, that's a decent time. And Manteo, his name is actually Manio. He's been getting on us about that. Everybody been calling him Manteo, and actually his name is Manio. But we were shooting for a way faster time than that. But 3:03, we can go with that because we won the gold, so we pretty much happy with that.
So how does that feel? You add another gold medal to the U.S. team in an event that the U.S. almost always dominates with guys like Michael Johnson, Jeremy Warner, LaShawn Merritt. What's that mean to you? Your name is up with these guys now.
It's a wonderful feeling to see that my name is actually in the history books for actually winning a gold with the United States. But coming into the meet, I mean, a lot of guys was doubting us actually losing. They had us getting third on the charts, so we actually wanted to prove everyone wrong because it was pretty much a whole group of new guys, new faces, and everybody didn't really know about us. So we was actually just trying to prove everybody wrong and get that gold medal for the United States.
Back in high school, you were normally known as a long jumper, triple jumper. And, you placed third in the 400 meters at 48.3 back in high school at the States. When did you really turn into more of a 400 runner?
Yeah, it's funny because I actually decided to run just the 400 last year. And a lot of people get on me about that because when I was running for the University of Oklahoma, I was just pretty much just focused on the long jump, and they pretty much put me on a 4x4 just to pretty much get points and get a fast time. And I was actually one of those guys splitting like 45 ones in the 400, so everybody knew I can probably run the 400, but I just never trained for the 400. So this last year, I mean, it's crazy. I just woke up one day and just went to practice. And my coach, Danny McFarland, he's from Jamaica, and he actually still runs. He runs the 400 hurdles. He placed second in 2004 Olympics. I think he got second. And he's my coach, so he's been pretty much motivating me, trying to train me to run the 400. So a lot of people get on me about that. Like, this guy is a long jumper running these fast times. So
right,
now I actually got that training. Yeah.
And as a long jumper, and also you were an All-American in the 4x100 in your days at Oklahoma, correct?
Yeah. All-American in the 4x1. I won the Big 12s in 07, the long jump. And then we got fifth at regionals in our 4x4, so we was pretty decent. And they pretty much had me running everything, but the jumps was actually my main event.
Right, so what's that transition been like? I mean, it's tough. A lot of sprinters, when they hear that they're getting moved up to the 400, they get a little bit scared. And the 400 is just a tough event. What's the transition been like, focusing on the jumps and now focusing on a longer sprint?
Yeah, it's a huge transition for me because as far as practice-wise, long jump, I pretty much wasn't running past 150 meters at practice. So now to be training for 400, I'm running 200, 300, 400s every day at practice. So my body kind of trying to get used to that. So, in the beginning, my body just couldn't handle it because I wasn't really a high-volume type of practice runner. So now my body got used to it, understands the workouts, and now my body just flowing with the workouts at practice, and I pretty much feel good now.
So you're not sorry you wound up running that 400 now real fast with all these workouts, huh? You kind of gotten used to it?
Yeah, I pretty much got used to it. I knew I was going to run fast indoor because last year when I first started running, my body wasn't really working towards the workouts because I was so used to just running short events, short races at practice, and my body would be fine. But now, since I'm running all these 500s at practice, I've been pretty much doing really well. So I knew I was going to run fast indoors, but not that fast. I didn't know I was going to run 45.7 indoors. I was actually just shooting for like 46.2, make the world team, and move on, just because we was pretty much just focused on outdoors. So indoors was pretty much just the beginning, but actually everything just happened to work out really great for me.
And you mentioned doing 500s. I mean, geez, there is not a worse interval than a 500. It's basically running an all-out 400 and still having to tack on another 100 meters. It's painful. So obviously it's working for you. And you mentioned earlier that you had a group of young guys. Some of the names here, you got Manio and Gil and Calvin, some names that a lot of people aren't familiar with. What's the deal with the new American 4x400 team? Or is there some up-and-coming names, guys like yourself, that could be surprising us in outdoors?
Yeah, I was a huge surprise. Everybody got on me about that when I ran my 45.7. A lot of people there was a big buzz going around because everybody was like, "Who is this Frankie Wright guy?" And a lot of people that did know me, they was like, "Oh, he was a long jumper," and everybody was just like, "Wow." Then everybody was trying to figure out who was my coach. Then they found out who my coach was. Then, my coach is pretty well known. He's like pretty much a legend, basically. So when they found out that, they were just like, everybody was pretty much trying to train with me. So it's been real good because my coach, I'm actually one of his first athletes that actually really was a breakthrough because he actually still run. He still run the 400 hurdles, and he coached me in the morning. So that was a real big deal towards indoors.
Right, and that's an interesting
It's real good.
That's an interesting combo because training and coaching, I mean, those are both full-time jobs. And, you mentioned that he was an Olympian in 2004 and placed very well. 2012 now, yeah. It's an Olympic year. What are you thinking about all of this going into the Olympic trials? You training for that?
Oh, yeah, I'm training for that. I'm excited. Can't wait to open up my first meet. My first meet is going to be in Cayman Islands in May. I'm not sure the date. But before that, I'm probably going to run a few relays, kind of get my body back, because I actually took like a few days off when I got back from Istanbul, and just pretty much just resting up. And now we just pretty much back to kind of like base training to get my body back to where it needs to be, just getting the strength. And I'm ready to take on outdoors, and hopefully I'll make it on that Olympic USA team.
Frankie, I just want to go back to where you started from. I mean, you started running for the good old Ed Waters Track Club in Baltimore City. I mean, how many other guys do you remember that have gone on to good things that started with the Ed Waters Club?
Yeah, a lot of great athletes came from the Baltimore Ed Waters Club. We had James Carter, he was an Olympian. We have Joe Powell. He still do the 110 hurdles. I seen him at USA's. I'm not exactly sure how he did, but he's pretty much been on the circuit for a while now. Yeah. And we had Bernard Williams. He got second in the 200. So a lot of great athletes came from Baltimore Ed Waters. Yeah. That program honestly changed my life. If it wasn't for that program, man, I really don't know where I would be right now.
And it's the Baltimore City Track Club right now, and there's still a lot of kids still running there.
Frankie, I mean, we love seeing local guys doing big things. We wish you the best of luck going into 2012 for the outdoor season, and hopefully we'll be seeing you at the Olympic trials doing big things.
Thank you. I appreciate for having me.
All right,
good luck,
my friend.
Frankie. Take care. All right, Brad. Another good episode. I love seeing local guys doing big things. And before we wrap up, check us out on Facebook. And check us out online, runningmaryland.com. We have all you need, all the race results, photos and videos, and more. Check us out, runningmaryland.com. Good night.
For all the latest running news, results, and training tips, tune in to The Runaround. p.m. on Baltimore's home for ESPN Radio, ESPN 1300 AM.